From a very young age, a person who enjoyed different aspects of culture, and that could be the resident Iraqi culture, Islamic heritage, and places they travel as well. They travel all over Europe, residing in different countries across Europe, from Holland, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Spain. They spent a time in London, in the United Kingdom, and traveling across Asia as well. We know that Huzur, the majority, the bulk of their murids in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, in India, even before they moved to Pakistan, Huzur had traveled to these places. He traveled to India because their brother Sayyidina Jamaluddin Al-Gilani, who has the mazar, the biggest mazar in Bombay. They are the elder brother of Huzur Qudratul Awliya. So, and even from the great scholars of their time, people refer to him as the Ghawth of that time, the elder brother of Huzur Qudratul Awliya. So they would often travel to India, to Bombay, to visit them. And during this, in 1956, we heard the famous story was Huzur Qudratul Awliya traveled to Bareilly Sharif. When they were welcomed and given a great istiqbal, a great welcome by the great muhaddis of the time, Huzur Mufti Azam Hind, Mustafa Raza Khan Bareilvi, Rahimullah Ta'ala, the son of Ala Hazrat Imam Ahl Sunnat, Imam Ahmad Raza Khan Fazil Bareilvi, Rahimullah Ta'ala. When Huzur came to Bareilly Sharif, alongside 60 to 70,000 of their murids, Mufti Azam Hind picked up their car on their shoulders, the car of Huzur Qudratul Awliya on their shoulders, and carried it to their madrasa, to their darbar. And Huzur Mufti Azam Hind, Mustafa Khan Sahib Bareilvi, Rahimullah Ta'ala, for 3 days did not wear sandals in the streets of Bareilly. That how can I wear shoes in Bareilly when the Prince of Baghdad resides in my town? Alhamdulillah, this is the love, firstly, for the progeny of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but the great people. And this is something, whenever I talk regarding this story with those who understand, the true people of wisdom, they say that the people of great spiritual rank recognize other people of great spiritual rank. And these were two great illuminaries for the people of Pakistan, India, Baghdad, and across the world, for Sunni Islam as well. Huzur Qudwatul Awliya, they were a Hanafi practicing in madhab, even though their grandfather, Huzur Ghaus al-Azam, was not. He was a Hanbali. And my father asked Huzur regarding the madhab, and Huzur said, even though my forefathers, my grandfather, they were Hanbali, my mother, I chose Imam Abu Hanifa for myself. So this is another great aspect of wisdom and choice. And they, even amongst their family, they sought out to define themselves differently for their people, for themselves, and for their family as well. So Huzur enjoyed antiques. For those that know, many, I was fortunate to see some of these antiques, from swords to frames to Islamic artifacts, which was in within the possessions of Huzur Qudratul Awliya. He had a very historic stamp collection, which at the time, 20 or 30 years ago, when it was evaluated by the British Museum, was offered over 20 to 30,000 pounds just to purchase them stamps, but Huzur declined. And many books aging back 500, 600, 700 years, handwritten in Arabic and Persian language, which Huzur had on them as well. Amongst that, Huzur enjoyed coins. Classical coin collection was another one of the interests Huzur Qudratul Awliya had. Look at this, is beautiful. Normally when we speak about people, or especially within the spiritual realm, or let's speak more generically, when we speak about Maulvis or people in our mosque or the Imams, we think it's normally someone of a very dry nature, someone who I will not be able to conversate with regarding any aspect outside the masajid or anything outside the deen. Huzur Qudratul Awliya was an all-rounded individual. He was not a person of just the deen or just the dunya or just tasawwuf or just shariat. This is the person, Allah mentioned in the Quran, Marajal Bahrayni Yaltaqiyan, Baynahuma Barzakhun La Yabghiyan. Those are the two that the great Mufassirs, they write that these two seas or the two rivers or the two oceans are Shariat and Tasawwuf, and Huzur Qudratul Awliya is the ocean when those two oceans meet. Similar, a reflection of his grandfather, Huzur Ghaus al-Azam. So coins, another classical guns, I'm talking antique guns, over 100, 200 years old. from pistols, rifles. Once again, I was fortunate to see some of these great artifacts in the possession of Huzur Qudwat Awliya. So a man of great taste, a man of great caliber, a man of quality. It oozed from every aspect. Anything that he did, it couldn't be just the normal. It couldn't be the average. It couldn't be the norm. He had a class of his own, and we can see this amongst every single thing that he did. So those were few of the things that Huzur within his life and sought, which all found in his family as well.
Absolutely. And this is the international sort of access that he had in that time. Obviously nowadays a lot of the shuyukh and a lot of the scholars are international, world recognized, because of social media and different platforms that give you access and give you exposure to different countries and different places. But we're talking about a time where there wasn't this technology that we have today. I'm speaking to somebody from America right now, that's living in and staying in America at the moment. But we're talking of a time where travel and knowledge of what's happening on the other side of the world wasn't as accessible. But in that time, Huzur Qudwatul Awliya had his reach spiritually and physically was of a different nature, global nature. And we're talking about the likes and the interests of Huzur Qudwatul Awliya, that they were always of a very high quality. And what a befitting name for such a shakhsiyah, Qudwatul Awliya. Qudwa, the best, the choicest of the awliya. And following their legacy, we have Al-Qudwa Institute. It's an institute that's called Al-Qudwa, but it's also Qudwa of institutes as well, alhamdulillah. And it has scholars of such a nature as well.